Hi, hello, and welcome to the beautiful Oregon coast. My name is Paige Purdue, and today I'm going to lead you through some breath work. If you're new to breath work or if you've already dabbled in it before, just know that this is a moment where you can come back into yourself, where you can find who you are beneath all the layers. And it's a moment to find groundedness, find peace, find clarity in all the chaos that might be your mind as we come back into the body and using the breath as a tool or a gateway to the soul. So you'll first find your comfortable seat. For me, that looks like this. You can also, if these were blankets, right now they are yoga mat holders. You can place them underneath the knees to help support the hips. You can use logs, you can use books, you can use blankets, whatever helps put your body in a comfortable position. And we'll begin by first finding where each place in our body meets the ground. So you'll tap in and bring that awareness into the bottom, the legs, the feet, any point in your body that makes contact with the earth. And just focus on that point as we ground ourselves. And then begin to observe the breath. We're not changing, just noticing what is already occurring. You may notice the breath coming in through the nose and out through the nose. You might notice your chest or your belly rise or fall with every inhale and exhale. Just feeling how the breath enters the body and how it leaves the body. Maybe you notice how the breath comes in through the nose and down the throat, then making its way back out through the throat, out through the nose. Following the breath. And see if while you follow the breath, see how far down you can make it. So, for instance, to start, we'd come in through the nose and out through the nose. On our next breath, we might come in through the nose and down the throat just a little bit, and then back out the same way. Maybe you feel the tickling of your nose hairs, feeling that wind amplifying the body with the inhale, and then releasing on the exhale. Continuing to make the slow downward climb in the body. And coming up and back out. Maybe you make it down to the chest, following this middle line, and then out. Trying to make the breath circular and smooth. So if you notice any choppiness, just take a moment and try to smooth it out. Maybe you're taking shorter breaths. Maybe you're taking 3-second breaths, or maybe you need to take a longer breath. But play with it. Find out what your body is asking for today. And then we'll all meet breathing down into the diaphragm, where we're going to start our breath work together. Feel free to go back to the breath that we were just working with, or going back to your natural breathing rhythm if that is what you are needing in that moment. If this becomes too hard, too much, just back up, come back to your seat, come back to the natural rhythms. But if you want to come and join me, we're going to take the edges of our hands and place them around the rib cage, pressing ever so slightly into the middle where we can find our diaphragm. So if you take one big breath in and inhale, you might be able to feel like a muscle bulging underneath your fingers as you inhale, and then releasing as you exhale. And you can use a little bit of force to find the diaphragm. And even if you can't find it, that's okay. Just bring your awareness to this area in the body. And then begin to soften the diaphragm now that you've found it, or your awareness is at least in this area. Try to get the breath to come from this space. Continue to breathe. And going back to this idea of a circular breath. So when I say this, we want to think about our inhale coming around, and then as we come to the end of our inhale, we smoothly begin to exhale out with no breaks, no pauses, no nothing. Just seeing if you can blend those two together. And if you find choppiness or anything, just continue to breathe into that. Making it soft and smooth, not trying to change it, but just to being aware of it. And keep the hands on the belly if you'd like, or you can release them if you find your awareness is in the diaphragm. And then we're going to bring the hands back to the diaphragm, or leave them there if they're already there. We're going to leave one hand on the diaphragm, and we're going to bring our other hand to the belly. So right underneath that diaphragm. And we're going to play with breathing deep into the belly along with the diaphragm. Just noticing how the belly might inflate as we bring our awareness deeper inside of us. Be sure to allow the chest to soften and sink downwards into the belly rather than trying to keep sitting tall and breathe into the chest. Just allow yourself to sink and relax down to the belly. And just stay here. Now you can release your hands and just take a moment. You can come out of that. Maybe stretch out the body. Mm. Oh, feeling good, feeling alive, feeling like Paulo. Hmm. Now that we have an idea of the breathing pattern we're kind of going to go with, I want to talk about alignments to help open up these spaces and places in the body. So, one of the first alignments that we want to be mindful of when we're sitting is that we want to try to keep our back straight. So, rather than trying to slump over or be too far kinked this way, we want to find our tailbone. So you can rock back and forth to find that area on the body. And when you find your center, just drop your tailbone into the ground. So allow your tailbone to sink. And along with that, we're going to come to the base of the spine, the C7 in the spine. And from here, we're going to lift this from the spine. So we're creating a space in our vertebrae as we lengthen the spine. And then we're going to drop the chest like I mentioned earlier. So instead of coming up here, we're going to drop the chest down. And then with the chin, we're going to tuck the chin ever so slightly till we find an opening in the back of the head or the occiput. So it'll like open up there. And then you're going to place your tongue on the back of your top two teeth as if you're saying la or la. And then those are going to be your alignments. And once you are settled into those alignments, let's come back to our breath. So you can place a hand back on the diaphragm. Just come back to the breath. Soften the breath. Allow it to go smooth. And we're going to place the other hand on the belly. Bring that low belly breathing back into the circle. And we'll just stay here for a few minutes. And then you can release the hands and just continue to breathe without our hands as a tool. And then you can begin to slowly open the eyes, taking in all that is around you. Maybe you take a look to the left, to glance with new eyes. What's around you? And then we'll look to the right, taking it all in. And come to face forward. And that's going to be a close to our class today, but I hope that you join me again soon. And thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe down here if you'd like to learn some more breathwork. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.